Have you ever noticed someone suddenly disappear from everyone's life? No calls, no texts, no explanations. One day they're present, the next, they've cut everyone off. At first glance, it may look cold, dramatic, or even cruel, but psychologically, the story is usually much deeper. Let's break it down. 1. Emotional overload. Some people don't cut others off because they don't care. They do it because they care too much. Highly sensitive individuals can become emotionally overwhelmed by conflict, expectations, and constant social pressure. Instead of setting small boundaries, they choose the most extreme one: total withdrawal. To them, it feels safer. When someone has spent years people-pleasing, absorbing others' emotions, or walking on eggshells, cutting everyone off can feel like finally coming up for air. It's not always anger. Sometimes it's exhaustion. 2. Avoidant attachment. From an attachment psychology perspective, this behavior often connects to avoidant attachment styles. People with avoidant tendencies learned early in life that closeness equals pain, criticism, or rejection. So as adults, when relationships get intense or vulnerable, their nervous system interprets intimacy as danger. Instead of communicating fear, they disconnect. Silence becomes their protection. They may convince themselves, "I don't need anyone. I'm better off alone." People always disappoint, but beneath that independence is often unprocessed fear of being hurt. 3. Unresolved trauma. For some, cutting everyone off is a trauma response. If someone has experienced betrayal, emotional neglect, or chronic invalidation, their brain becomes wired for threat detection. When they sense even small signs of rejection or disrespect, their survival instinct activates: fight, flight, freeze, or in this case, disappear. Isolation can feel like control in a world that once felt unsafe. 4. Boundary awakening. Not all social cutoffs are unhealthy. Sometimes people reach a breaking point where they realize their relationships are toxic, one-sided, or draining. In these cases, cutting everyone off isn't avoidance, it's clarity. When someone has never been taught healthy boundaries, they may swing from over-availability to total removal. It's an overcorrection. Over time, emotionally healthy individuals learn to replace cut everyone off with adjust access. But that takes growth. 5. Depression and emotional numbness. Withdrawal is also a common symptom of depression. When someone feels empty, hopeless, or disconnected from themselves, social interaction can feel exhausting. They may isolate not because they dislike others, but because they don't feel like themselves anymore. Shame often keeps them silent. They might think, "I don't want anyone to see me like this." So, they disappear. 6. The desire for reinvention. Sometimes cutting everyone off is about identity. When people go through major internal shifts, new beliefs, new goals, new self-awareness, they may feel their old social circle represents a version of them they're trying to outgrow. Rather than explaining the change, they choose distance. It feels cleaner, less complicated. But growth doesn't always require isolation, just differentiation. Final thought. When someone cuts everyone off, it's rarely random. It can signal emotional burnout, attachment wounds, trauma responses, depression, or a desperate need for boundaries. The behavior might look harsh from the outside, but from the inside, it often feels like survival. If you're someone who has cut people off, ask yourself, are you protecting your peace or protecting your fear? And if someone has cut you off, remember, silence doesn't always mean you didn't matter. Sometimes it means they didn't know how to stay.